You know a lot of songs.
Yeah, but you only know hot stuff.
Because it's like 110 years old, right?
But he seems to only know the part of the song where you hear the name of the song.
Right.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm good at that.
Hot stuff's the name of the song.
Hot stuff. Hot stuff.
Have you guys heard this song? Hot stuff that I'm singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
This is so
perfectly
true.
good.
That's what
You guys are right. This banter is better than the last banter that we were recording. Oh, hi! Welcome to another CineFix Now Roundtable. Guys, we are off and running, and I'm not cutting any of this.
And we are hot stuff.
This is all going in the episode, so we might as well start.
I feel kind of drunk.
A little bit.
So
what are we talking about today, guys? The news this week is all about anybody, anywhere is talking about. This is the only news that you can find anywhere. Warner Brothers and Legendary have announced that they're going to do a King Kong v. Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
it's a mashup.
It's a mashup. It's happening in 5 years, so we have time to prepare.
Yeah.
Very little.
But it's going to be based on what Kong Skull Island that's coming out, and then Godzilla 2. And then
Yeah, they're
Electric
definitely.
Godzilla, where Godzilla has to save the rec center.
A lot of breaking.
Only. God, that's good. Keep drinking. And then it's King Kong vs. Godzilla in 2020.
Yeah, they've gone full Marvel on us with this release plan.
But they've done Godzilla versus King Kong before.
They have.
Yeah.
It's not new.
Yeah.
Right,
But now it's got
but
really good special
I
effects.
think now this is going to be like a gritty, serious one, whereas the other one was like a guy in a
King
gorilla
Kong's just gonna
suit and
smoke.
one guy,
Yeah.
a kaiju costume. So.
King Kong's gonna be like trying to kick a heroin problem.
Think it's hard for a monkey?
And I suppose they're going to have to ignore the same issue that the first one did, which is that King Kong is way smaller than Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla
And there
is-
Not anymore.
There's not a fight there.
Yeah, we haven't made
doors are
King
gonna keep
Kong
on getting
a
That's
certain
true.
size.
Yeah.
Although if he's anywhere close to the size that they established Godzilla as being in the most recent movie, then like there's no way he's gonna be able to like not crush Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's going down big time.
But the other thing that we have to think about is the fact that, like, even though it's called Versus, it's going to be sort of a Batman versus Superman situation because both Godzilla and King Kong are actually these sympathetic monsters that,
Right.
aren't actually bad guys.
Yeah.
So, it's
So-
going to be like first, like, oh, we have to face off, but no, there's a bigger threat and we're both good. Let's go kill that
Do
thing.
we think it's going to be like a Bill and Ted good and evil robot us's situation? There's going to be like
Mecha
Mecha
Oh,
Godzilla.
that rock.
Mecha Kong and Robozilla?
And then The Rock and his
Robocon
Rampage
and
movie
Mechagodzilla.
show up at the end, and they're the bad guys.
But remember, Mechagodzilla, that's all alien stuff. They'll have to get into aliens if they want to get
Great.
into that. And is that gonna be realistic and gritty enough for their Godzilla versus...
Yeah, if all those aliens smoke.
They
Can you
also...
just imagine Godzilla
Yeah,
lighting
alien.
King Kong's
Oh, okay.
cigarette?
You think
with
it's
his-
easy
with
for
his
an
tongue
alien?
breath?
You're right, though. Like, every time, whether it's like Superman fighting Spider-Man or Spawn versus Batman, they always initially meet, misunderstanding, brawl, realize they're not so bad after all, and then they get together and fight a bigger
fight
bad
the
guy.
real enemy, which is,
Yeah.
of course, marriage equality.
Well, it's probably going to be...
I was gonna guess literacy, but
It's actually probably going to be King Ghidorah, right?
That's exactly
'Cause
what I was gonna say, 'cause
Ghidorah is who they announced the villain in Godzilla 2 was going to be before they announced
the
this
villain.
movie. Ghidorah's rad because he's got all these like heads and
Yeah,
stuff.
all of them
Yeah.
are going to smoke.
Yeah.
All three heads
They're
are
all
going to
gonna
smoke.
yeah.
Gritty. Soup's gritty.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
But
actually,
this just got
Totes-
too nerdy
totes
for
gritty.
me right now.
I was actually refreshing my memory on the original Kong vs. Godzilla on Cinemassacre, and I forgot that in that movie, Kong is made stronger by electricity.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to hold on to that
That's
trope?
great.
Because let's hope so.
There's
That's
a lot of
very
man.
Superman 4.
Also, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Oh, jeez.
That also
the
happens
next
in
one?
Honey I Blew Up. Let us not forget. That happens in Honey I Blew Up
Let
Again,
me just
okay?
precisely date myself because I was just barely
fine.
in that demographic.
That was the first movie I remember. So we're getting a lot of matches. Obviously,
Yes.
Batman vs Superman is happening. What else is there?
Even
there
Civil
was,
War in a way because we're getting Spider-Man now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's sort of Iron Man versus Captain America at its core. So and then Alien versus Predator happened a couple
Yes,
years ago.
yeah.
What did you guys think about the first Alien vs.
AVP?
Predator.
We both
AVP.
Yeah.
No matter who won,
Yeah.
we lost.
We lost. Well, that was, I think, on the poster.
Yeah,
I think that was the slogan.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, we lose. Is that what it is? Yeah.
I
Wait,
think
which one had the fist bump?
that's the thing.
Because-
That movie
that's the first
was
thing.
at its best, at its worst. Because it was so bad anyway. When the fist bump happened, I was like, okay,
But
that
I
wasn't
feel
so
like
bad.
that kind of attitude toward it is what exists in the original Kong versus Godzilla. So
Right,
like they sort of had that same kind of like whimsy, lack of reverence for
Yeah.
it. So it's going to be weird when they try to treat this seriously.
Those movies
Yeah.
need like a certain measure of it.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
really do. And that's why I actually really enjoyed AVP. AVP, the second one, Requiem,
Yeah.
garbage.
The real problem is when they just focus on the people. I don't want to
Yeah.
see the people. I want to
yeah.
see these giant monsters doing whatever giant monsters do.
I was noticing that in the comments under the article you sent. So a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be like 10 minutes of screen time combined between the two monsters. So
Yeah, and
And
then
it's going to be about, somebody
Humans.
chasing their daughter through San Francisco.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What other mashups have there? We talked about AVP. We talked about Batman vs. Superman.
There's a
Well,
Freddy versus
Freddy
Jason.
Freddy versus Jason.
FVJ.
One of the first
FVJ.
OG
Just gonna keep
ones.
spitting out acronyms.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess
Everyone
Just
calls
put a
it,
V.
right?
Yeah, HVR. You guys remember that one, right?
Predator v. Wade.
Predator v. Wade. Yep.
yeah, Kramer vs. Kramer was
Yep.
a good one.
Kramer versus Kramer. That's
Kramer
a great
v.
match.
Superman.
That was amazing.
Michael Myers versus Board of Education. History jokes.
History jokes. I was making Inherit the Wind jokes.
Oh my god. I haven't heard that in forever. Inherit the wind. Jesus.
Okay.
so we've broken Anna,
Yes.
so that's good.
Anna's broke. Because now I'm thinking about when I was a kid and I had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lair set,
Yes.
but I played with my G.I. Joes in that.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'll go first. G.I. Joes and Ninja Turtles. Where's G.I. Joe v. Ninja Turtles? And what would that court case
that would-
actually be
that
How
about?
hard
one
are their
would be
shells?
tough.
Can bullets penetrate
Wait.
them?
No, they're actually
No.
bulletproof. They established that in the new movies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that is
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time,
Yes,
like
it is.
Raph's like shell gets broken, it's super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Clint, you were talking about Ninja Turtles versus G.I. Joe. My first one was Ninja Turtles versus Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
Because I feel like those
Yes.
almost go together because they're
And Street Sharks have never made it to the silver screen.
Exactly.
It's
No,
an
it's-
ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, very
It's
much.
sad,
It's very
yeah.
much biting off of Ninja Turtles when it came out. So in reality,
a
it
blatant
makes
ripoff.
sense. Yeah.
The fundamental conflict is totally there because if the Street Sharks keep tearing up the streets, the Ninja Turtles won't have anywhere to hide.
Yeah.
And at
And
that
they'll
point,
eventually realize that they're both heroes on
Right.
the
Yeah.
inside.
but at that point, honestly, if they hadn't run into
Sharks
each
are
other,
incredibly destructive.
Street Sharks
they don't really
kind
do
of
anything
the villain.
No, they could be harnessed for like street
Demolition?
work. Like
That's
they're
true.
putting in a train. Just get the
Yeah.
street sharks.
tell you
go
what, it
through,
would get us to
pay
work
them
on
a
our
fair
infrastructure.
wage.
Yeah, exactly. More
Blessing-
jobs.
Blessing in disguise,
Hey,
those
man,
Street
if,
Sharks.
yeah, if they,
You
if
want
they-
jobs, you're gonna want those
Yeah.
Street
I'm
Sharks.
pro street sharks.
Yeah.
We're really gonna have to put in footage of the street sharks
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
so specific.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I
Because
do-
I've looked it up.
I do love at the end Battletoads show up. That's my ultimate dream.
And they all get
Yeah.
delivery
Because then-
from the
yeah.
Samurai Pizza Cats.
And
Oh
then-
my God.
And then you'll retire and die.
Battletoads
Yeah.
can't make it
Yeah.
through the sewer. Trust me, I played that level. It's
Suck
impossible.
it up,
They
yeah.
die down there.
It is, yeah. They definitely do.
Dave, I noticed you brought a notebook.
I do. I have a notebook.
So
yeah.
what else can we talk
Oh.
about?
Do you have
Yeah.
sonnets?
Sometimes I feel like I want to see like Ash from Army of Darkness against like every horror villain. Can we just make that? Because you guys remember a few years ago they were talking about
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason versus
Versus
Ash.
Ash.
This
Yeah.
was like 7 to 10 years ago they were talking about it, but I always want to see
So
it.
it would be
never
the
happened.
Freddys and the Jasons of the world, not like replacing Van Helsing with Ash, like Ash fighting Dracula. And
I would just love to see him in the Universal
That's
monster
yeah,
universe.
that
That'd
would
be great.
also work.
with the mummy
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Creature from
Yeah.
Black Lagoon
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Because there's always something like how do I put this? The way he reacts to the monsters is really kind of funny, and especially because some of them are very self-serious, and I would love to see him in that. That being said, I could also see him in like the world of Dawn of the Dead, the mall world,
Oh,
Dawn
yeah.
of the Dead. I could see him in there.
Like he probably works at one of the kiosks.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's so just like, cavalier and yet like capricious and yet cowardly about the entire thing. I think it would work out really
Cavalier,
well.
capricious, and cowardly.
Yeah, he's an
Oh my.
interesting,
That's
he's an
your vitamin
interesting
C
guy.
for the day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least we're getting him versus Evil Dead, on Stars, so that's
Yeah.
good. Let's see, what else do I have here? Well, never mind.
Oh, you
now
have
you
to
have
say
to.
it now.
Some of these are so.
Lifted up
okay,
a post-it note, you're like,
It's like a little bit. Oh no!
This is the closest thing. I can't believe I wrote this down. I'm gonna read it. This is the closest thing to fan fiction I'll ever write. Buffy, Blade, Riddick, and Batman on the pitch black planet. Done. Done.
Get out
Think how
and
amazing
start
that'd be.
writing that right
Think how-
now.
I know, right? Exactly. I mean, think about it. It's a planet like full of these evil aliens, and you have to use your fists and your sharp objects, and they're the best. They would be
You
so
do
good.
have to use both fists and sharp objects.
These
when
are all
fighting.
no, but these are all like characters that don't necessarily need weapons to be badasses. If you think about it,
Yeah,
or at
keep
least they're
painting
really
me
sharp.
working.
Yeah. So you got Blade, who like totally would actually kind of get along in a weird way, right, with Riddick, because they're both like men of like few words, but they have a code, right? But then you got Buffy, and she's all snarky, and you're like, whoa, she's our hero. She has superpowers because she's like the strongest of all of them,
I
right?
get it.
But then you get Batman, and he's super smart, and he has technology, and he can totally figure out a way to take out those aliens
Plus
in
he's
large
got, like,
hordes.
goggles.
He's got goggles.
Yeah.
You gotta
Beneath
have
his
a utility belt. You
I feel
know?
like you're about to pull a handful of change out of your pocket.
I know.
Just throw it
It's
at
like,
him.
how
Here you
did
go, good
this
work.
happen?
You gotta take my money.
It's like Pitch Black is the perfect horde world. As rad as Riddick is, that world of Pitch Black is so cool because you can imagine any superhero dealing with that situation.
Yeah, well, the
and
nights
still be
last
awesome.
like 3 days there.
Yeah, exactly. It's super terrifying.
It's terrifying.
So, but I just want Buffy and everything too. Is that weird?
I don't
No,
think so.
that's
awesome.
also right. That's
Buffy's
the correct
the best,
answer
right?
to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Like Buffy would totally redeem the self-seriousness of this proposed Godzilla versus King Kong. Just throw Buffy in there.
Just
she'll
throw
be
Buffy.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is difficult.
I want to see her
Yeah.
punching King Kong, and he just flies backwards. He goes, "Foom, foom, foom."
What are the
Wait, I'm
physics of
sorry.
that?
Hang on. King Kong goes what? Fwomp, fwomp, fwomp.
Oh, so
I guess that is-
FWOOMPF.
Yeah.
That is how they would spell it in a comic book.
Yeah, got it.
Whomp, there it is.
The wind resistance of a giant gorilla flipping several times would be spelled fwomp, fwomp, fwomp.
Come on, you guys.
Sound it
My
out.
incredulousness retracted. Apologies. Anna, who do you got?
I don't know how I can top this. I was thinking of one that was not quite as
No,
fun
hey,
or
look.
funny, but
Chris versus Godzilla.
Now this I like.
Yeah,
An
tell me
unstoppable
more.
force versus an unmovable object. Oh, politics! Oh, look, if there's anything that can get this conversation a little more grounded, I'll take it. What do we
okay.
got?
Oh, like, so for a team up, it would be kind of cool to see, like, you know, James Bond and Jason Bourne working together. You know, like something like that, where you actually have two really cool characters that people.
JB.
Yeah,
JB.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like cool characters that people really like, that people
JB
really
squared.
get
JB
into,
squared.
that have JB as their initials.
Yeah.
I mean-
Are there any other awesome JBs?
Can
you
we
have
add
there?
Jack Bauer?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, come on.
And,
Davey Smooth
and
could also
Juliette
be in there.
Binoche.
And they're just drinking Jim Beam the entire time.
This
That's
writes
right.
itself.
Yeah.
It literally writes itself.
Bringing it back from the JB Festival,
Sure.
I would totally want to see the James Bond, Jason Bourne movie.
Yeah. I'd watch
They
that.
have such fundamentally different approaches to things. If you can make it work, it
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
I think the biggest challenge with that one though is like Jason Bourne exists more in the real world than James Bond does.
Yeah.
James Bond, like
Yeah.
laws of physics are just slightly less, you know, they're slightly more pliable in the
Yeah.
James Bond world.
Yeah, but think of what fun he would have with toys made by Q.
Which James Bond would it be? Connery, Roger Moore, Daniel Craig, probably.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Probably
probably
Daniel
Daniel Craig, because
Craig,
that one is
yeah.
also slightly more grounded, I suppose.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
And
the,
also now.
the Moonraker, Roger Moore. Although Jason Bourne in space, I would do Jason Bourne in space.
Oh, yeah.
I would do
Lockout?
pretty much anything.
How about Jason?
Oh,
Space Prison! I love Space Prison!
I love that everybody completely ignored the title of
Yeah,
that film.
because it's Space Prison.
Like, fuck that.
Because it should be called Space Prison
Yeah.
because it's so silly. Guy Pearce was
Alright.
such a cool, awesome, roguish hero, and he could do any other roles like that. I thought he was
Yeah.
perfect in that movie.
I know.
I
Well,
wanted
because
that
he
to-
had like the Yacht I'm About to Buy magazine rolled up in his back pocket.
Yeah.
That whole movie.
Yeah.
But he was having a blast.
I
He
have
did.
one that was going to be in the Never Was, which was the Vega brothers, Vic Vega
Oh,
and
yeah.
Vincent Vega
Right.
of Reservoir Dogs
Right.
and Pulp Fiction, of course. There was supposed to be a prequel for obvious reasons.
Right.
You've seen those movies.
Yes.
Were the two of them, and I just think that would be so interesting because
Yeah.
Michael Madsen is just a really weird, terrifying actor.
Yeah.
And I would like to see how he plays off of John Travolta's just like, oh,
I still wish
John Travolta.
I still wish they would just go ahead and make that prequel. Like, do the
Yeah.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Even though they're 20 years too old right now,
Exactly.
just do it.
Exactly. They could be the Vega fathers.
Batman versus the Graboids would be fun.
Oh yeah, that would be kind
would
of
be
rad.
cool.
Yeah.
What they probably
Tremors
belong in the
needs to
sewer
come
sharks,
back.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Street
yeah.
sharks.
Keep it underground.
Street
Sorry,
sharks.
Street Shark.
What would happen if like critters fought the Graboids? You know what I mean? Like two brainless entities. Like what would that story even be?
I don't think we would be
Nature.
around to see it.
No. I think they'd have to
feel like
wipe
that's
out
just-
humanity first.
That would
right?
be a tree falling in a forest and no one's around to hear it. Like, the nature takes care of itself somewhere else.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
And we're
That's
not
just
around
like
for
an
it.
unfortunate event at a zoo.
Yeah, it's a
somewhere.
drag,
Like,
because they both
oops,
need to happen.
Yeah.
The
Unfortunate event at a zoo.
Well,
like, oops, the possum got into the naked mole rat cage. Oh well.
one of my. I was promised when I was a kid a RoboCop versus Terminator movie that never happened.
Who promised you
that.
The
that?
video game and the comic
Oh,
books.
okay.
They promised me.
That's fair. I was
There
like,
was a
because if
video
it was
game.
like an
Clearly
uncle of
losing.
yours, then that doesn't
There was
count.
a second. What?
RoboCop clearly loses.
No, man. RoboCop could totally win that. Listen, he took out Ed 209 like no problem.
Yeah,
All
but
he
the
had to
Terminator's
do-
gonna-
209 couldn't make it
209
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was still giant. He was like a big tank.
Yeah, but stairs.
I mean, stairs is the only
The
kryptonite he
Terminator
had. Other than that,
It's
Stairs
pretty
in the world.
severe
did you
kryptonite.
see that businessman
Very
who got
ridiculous.
totally wasted by Ed 209? Watch out if you're a business
Yeah,
guy.
the guy
in
who
the
just
80s.
got scared and stood there.
Yeah. So
Ooh, Terminator versus Time Cop.
Oh, I
that'd
would
be
watch
good.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Or
Send in a
maybe.
Time Cop to clean up that old Terminator franchise.
Yeah.
Terminator versus Marty McFly.
Oh, Time Cop and Marty McFly.
Yes.
Why can't we put those two together?
There's literally no reason.
I always felt like there wasn't
Open
enough.
up your little book.
Yeah, I always
See if
felt
it's
like
in there.
there wasn't enough like people getting shot in the head in Back to the Future.
Wouldn't that be
There's
a great
far
movie?
too little.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like Marty McFly becomes a time cop because he kind of like
could.
is a bit of a
Yeah.
time cop.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
So if they
Time
ever
Travel
reboot the Back to the Future franchise, it needs to be called Marty McFly, the First Time Cop.
Yes.
do you think Universal would ever put the Fast and Furious and Jurassic Park franchises together? Because that would be so rad, seeing cars fight dinosaurs.
Yo, man,
Holy
drift
shit.
this Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, exactly. like I know if this was like Too Fast, Too Furious, that'd be ridiculous. But at this point, they're like legitimate car superheroes,
Well,
right?
it would be Vin Diesel trying to explain the concept of family to a velociraptor.
Exactly. But we would have a raptor team, right? Because
Yeah.
that would happen.
Yeah.
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 And one of the
already have
bigger
a raptor
dinosaurs
game.
puts a car on either foot and starts skating
Yeah,
and racing
yeah.
them.
Holy
Yeah.
skating on cars.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
It
back
would-
in.
it
I was
would-
out for a minute. I was like, I
Yeah.
feel like this is
Yeah.
a joke, but now I'm
Yeah, and think
legitimately
about
into
it.
that.
Like he's in
Right.
a charger, like jumping over like a river or something with a raptor on top, and the bad guy's like, I can take him out, and then the car starts coming down, and there's a raptor. He's like, no, and the raptor like jumps out and eats him.
I gotta tell you, at some point in the middle of that, I lost the thread of it completely. By
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. I mean, that would
I
be
have
the,
no idea. There's a river and there's a raptor and somebody's screaming no, and I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Cocoon versus Baby Genius.
Just go full on opposites.
You know, actually, I wonder. You know, in the world Wanted, like if they were in the Matrix, would they be more powerful than Neo? Because they can already do that shit in the real world. If they're in the Matrix, would they be like double rad?
No,
Oh, I was hoping they would.
they'd be regular rad.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
no,
so it
because
would
look,
work
if they were,
against it.
if the people from Wanted were double rad in the world of the Matrix,
Yeah.
were double their level of radness,
Yeah.
that's still they're unacceptable still because that movie was real bad.
Wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the loom stuff sucked.
Yeah.
But the bullets,
Like,
they went
bend
around.
bullets.
That was pretty
people.
cool.
That was kind of cool, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I watched the trailer and now I don't have to watch the movie.
And Chris
The trailer has all the parts that are good.
It
You
does.
That
don't
was
need to watch the
and
movie.
that was
In the background.
heavy, well not heavy, half heavy Chris Pratt in that movie.
Doughy
too.
Chris.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I always forget he was there.
Wow.
Can I talk serious again?
Sure, you can try.
Was that like slower,
Oh.
Yeah,
deeper?
yeah. This is real
More
serious.
serious than Fast and Furious versus
Yeah, yeah.
Versus Jurassic
You
Park.
guys, John Mcclane versus aliens. Like any aliens, really.
We might be getting that.
Yeah.
We're doing this John McClane origin story.
Yeah, the origin story.
Yeah,
Cool.
which
Did a little part of you die when you read that, by the way? Because
I'm going to ignore it completely. I think.
Really? You just gonna
Yeah.
like you just go.
Wait,
why
so
not?
what? I missed
Oh.
this. So
Oh,
what's
Before
a
we get back to
pre-sequel?
John McClane fighting aliens, because
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why-
He's
why
on
not?
the ISS. Like,
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey, vacation.
No,
McClane with the
he's up
doctor
there-
traveling around.
Yeah.
He's up there training cops in a space prison, and then
Yeah.
he gets
Yeah.
attacked.
Oh, John McClane, time cop.
Damn.
Holy oh my God, John McClane as time cop. They go and they give him a time cop thing, and he goes around being John McClane.
You said John
throughout
McClane
time.
as time cop.
As
So you're
time
talking
cop.
about John McClane
Yeah.
in the world of Die Hard, starring in a movie in which he plays
No.
time cop?
No. John McClane in the world of Die Hard, which is also the world of Time Cop, where he's now a time cop because he's recruited by Van Damme, who is now going to be with Mia Sarah, and it doesn't want to be a time cop anymore. It needs a replacement to be a time cop, and it's John McClane.
You gotta.
Wait, did you
I don't see Bruce Willis doing that counter split though.
John McClane like goes back and looks in the mirror and he's Van Damme?
No, not quite. No, John McClane is
Hang on a second. What if John McClane starts quantum leaping?
Oh my God!
God.
Quantum Leap.
God damn.
What if John McClane goes
that
to
is
the
what I
future?
just said.
They haven't brought that back.
See, I
John
always,
McClane goes to the future, finds out that he's Corbin Dallas.
Oh, maybe it's like Assassin's Creed. Maybe Corbin Dallas
Abstergo!
gets into an Aminus
Yeah.
and is John McClane in the past.
Hell yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Maybe John McClane is a code name that they give every other cop that's trapped in an unlevel situation.
Like the Dread Pirate Roberts. I love that.
It's like any beat cop that ends up like having to fight off terrorists is like, all right, well, I guess I'll be John McClane now.
Yeah. And they're like, boss, we have a problem. John McClane is
We've
here.
got a John McClane here. It's literally just a beat cop.
Because I haven't,
This should not be a problem.
I haven't
It's a
heard of
thing
John
they
McClane
pass
in 20
around.
years.
It's like it's lore at this point. I don't know.
I love that.
We haven't seen a John McClane in 20 years. They don't exist.
They don't exist anymore. They're like dragons.
Rain of Fire.
Oh, Rain of Fire.
Rain of Fire, Mac. Can we
Rain
bring
of
that
Fire
back?
v. Interstellar.
Oh, yeah.
It's all McConaughey all the time.
Yeah, and like dragons going through black
And
holes.
also, you can put Batman in there too. Christian Bale's in Rain of
Throw
Fire.
in some fool's
Yeah.
gold.
Throw in some
Yeah.
fool's gold. You could get
There's
any
a
number of
movie
Kate
I-
Hudson.
Fool's gold. Aliens. Wait, what aliens did you want in the
Yeah,
it didn't really
Any
matter.
like xenomorphs.
Like
or
Xenomorphs would be fine.
Yeah.
the
Which
Independence Day
which
aliens.
alien would John McClane be most capable to defeat?
Oh, and he's in the ducks
Well,
and there's
Like
like
the
aliens in the
ID4
ducks.
aliens.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Will Smith can do
Yeah,
it.
he's like Will Smith, but with like a different kind of attitude.
He needs Justin Long though from not the last movie.
Yeah,
but
Get
the
out.
before.
Wait, are you saying
No, he
Justin
does.
Long
He
is
needs,
the new Goldblum?
he needs a hacker. I've never seen that face on you before. Can we get a close up?
Hold
That is
it.
the greatest
Hold
thing I've
it.
ever seen.
You're about to lose it.
There's your
It's gone.
thumbnail.
No, because he needs like that was the thing. It was Goldblum and Will Smith together, right? Because Will Smith had the pilot skills, but Goldblum
So,
had the hacker skills.
If the Independence Day aliens had shown up in Live Free or Die Hard,
Yeah, he'd be fine.
they would have been fine.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no problem. No
Well, I'm
problem
glad we
whatsoever.
settled that.
Yeah.
But no, there is a prequel coming out.
Yeah, I know.
It's really kind
Yeah.
of a bummer.
Yeah, it's weird because they
The whole-
basically
The whole charm of the first movie is that he's like this regular guy
Yeah.
who's just trying to get back together
like,
with his
what-
wife, and then he's got to deal with all this. It's like the first extraordinary
What the f-
circumstance
is his
he'd ever.
origin
Right.
story.
Well, it's going to take place in the 70s.
No, wait, they didn't say which movie it was going to be a prequel of. Maybe it's a prequel of Live Free or Die Hard.
Well,
And so it'll take place. It's him shaving his head. Is what it is.
well, just making that decision.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
Hair pieces.
I don't know.
Powers.
No, it's going to be in the late 70s. Rookie cop John
Right.
McClane, and they're also going to intercut it with modern day old John McClane somehow.
So it's
Bruce
going to be
Willis is
that
still gonna
episode
be
of the
John
Young
McClane.
Indiana Jones
So
Chronicles
it's
where
going to be
Harrison Ford
just
showed up.
hundreds
Yeah.
of
Exactly.
thousands of
Exactly.
dollars worth of de-aging CGI. Just
No, they're going to probably hire a young person
No,
like
the
John
show.
McClane.
Call it Old Habits Die Hard. Put him in a wheelchair. He can walk, but not great. And then like the building, it's all stairs instead of
So the
glass.
ED-209 can't get him.
So like
He can't
can
get it.
get across it, but it takes him a while.
Old habits die hard.
The best. The funniest thing about that is it's not beyond the realm of possibility. It would
No,
be called
honestly,
Old Habits Die Hard.
Somebody just heard that.
Yeah.
On Fox
Yeah.
Line, and they're like,
So
I mean, when they started they basically quoted Worf in the last one, right? Wasn't it a good day to die hard? I mean, come on. It's like, it's whatever, right?
all right, everybody, let us know what we talked about in the comments down below, because frankly, I don't remember.
None of us know.
Godzilla versus King Kong, Old Habits Die Hard. Which one do you want to see first? Let us know down there. Click like, subscribe, stick around on CineFix for more movie content, and we'll see you next week, probably. I don't know.
it's a real stupid route.
This is a real look.
Real dumb.
Yeah, maybe we should also apologize real quick. fun for us.
You guys should
Just put a
you only need
disclaimer
to
at the top.
apologize to yourself because you guys are way too.
No, this is gonna be real easy to edit because I'm not.
There's
done.
no editing.
Done. Yeah. It's a 3-minute roundtable.